Hi guys, welcome to another Food for Footy episode. This is being filmed on the Sunday after FA Cup weekend. And we've just seen Arsenal lose on penalties to Manchester United. And then we've seen the draw for the fourth round. Now, before we get into talking about the FA Cup, my Food for Footy this week is from Popeyes. Now, some of you might be thinking, hang on, you guys have done Popeyes before. We did a Popeyes breakfast, okay? We wanted to see how that compared to McDonald's. Now, Popeyes, I had for the very first time back in the summer. And actually, I mean, going to sound a bit bougie here, but for the first time, it was in Times Square in New York City. And I must admit, I really enjoyed it. You know, it tasted very different. It wasn't anything like a KFC. It really tasted like, you know, they talk about, I suppose, soul chicken or something like this. You know, Popeyes talk about Louisiana. And, you know, it really did feel like chicken from the dirty South. You know, really nice. And it came with a biscuit. It was more like, I suppose, a scone type thing for us. But they called it a biscuit out there. I had back then, you know, rice and beans. It was all really lovely. This is nice. Okay, now I've got the Louisiana box meal. So it's got the Louisiana burger. It's got some fries. It's got some chicken strips. Now, the spicy chicken, I think, is really nice. You know, I can taste the spice still in the back of my mouth, having had a bit. You know, really, really good. The fries are lovely. They're like these are just regular fries, but they're kind of peppered. So got a bit of a spice to them. Obviously, had it delivered to my house. I think if you got it fresh, I think the fries would be even better because these gone a little bit cold with, you know, the delivery, etc. But yeah, overall, lovely meal. You know, was struggling to think what to have, you know, with the football, and this has been a great choice. You know, it comes in a nice box, nice and easy to eat. Really enjoying it. I suppose for me, the only slight downside is just not quite as good as it was in America. Price was, I think it was $11.99 for this, or maybe $12.99. And considering the fact that you get a burger and 2 bits of chicken and fries, I don't think that's too bad. You know, not a bad delivery fee. I think it was £1.79. But no, nice choice. Nice choice. Something a bit different. People are going to ask, what's it like compared to KFC? Great question. This has, for me, that little bit more spice flavour. You know, the black pepper on the chips. You know, the battering is a little bit more spiced. So I think for a bit more of a flavour punch, I'd go for Popeyes. Okay? But if you're in America, in the United States of America, definitely go to Popeyes because that was lovely. Really, really enjoyed that. But this is still nice. Right, so I said, being filmed on FA Cup weekend. Now, in this first part, I don't want to talk about the FA Cup, okay? Because something bigger for me happened this weekend, or just before this weekend, which was two managers lost their job. Now, Lopetegui, I think that was coming, okay? West Ham, I don't think West Ham are in trouble in the Premier League. Okay, I don't think they are. 23 points, and then Ipswich have 16, as we're talking. That's a big gap. That's 7 points. Okay, and if people were saying that Liverpool were champions with a 7-point gap, which we're not, West Ham are going to be fine, I think. The style of play, okay, I think was the big thing there. Now, what I do feel sorry for is, first of all, I think the signings. Was Fulkrug really a Lopetegui signing? I don't think so. And I think the fact you have the sporting directors in the posts now, they make the signings. I know the manager might say, yeah, okay, bring him in. But it's that rock and a hard place choice, isn't it? If he's literally got Fulkrug and another striker he doesn't rate, but he needs a striker, well, he can't turn around and say, no, I don't want any of them. So we don't know what goes on in the backgrounds. But for me, as soon as you lose the fans, yeah, okay, I think your days are probably numbered. But the way that West Ham went about it, Honestly, West Ham, your club is an absolute disgrace. The fact that you've had these meetings, I know they take place, but it doesn't mean it's right that these meetings take place. And then Lopetegui was made to go and do training. If you knew you're going to sack him, okay, why make him go and take training? What an awful training session that must have been for the players and for Lopetegui. Knowing that he's got to put on a session when he's not even going to be there. He's not going to be there later that day. Absolutely disgusting for me. Absolutely disgusting. And then I don't get why Everton followed with the same lack of class. That's madness. Absolute madness. Now, look, Everton, your position in the league, you are just above the relegation zone. 17 points. But this is Sean Dyche. You guys had a points deduction last year, and without that points deduction, you would have been, I think it was mid-table. You know, Sean Dyche is a good manager, and he knows how to keep you in the Premier League. Okay, so yes, right now, you might be 1 point above, but Everton fans, if you finish the season 1 point above the relegation zone, you take that right now, because that means you're staying in the league. And then why? Okay, look, West Ham, you don't excuse it, but you can see why they acted, okay? Because Graham Potter, they were having the talks, okay? They didn't want to lose him to another club, etc. They acted on it, all right? But West Ham, it was like you didn't have Everton. Sorry, it's like you didn't have anybody lined up, okay? And I was talking to an Everton fan at the weekend, and he's now really worried about relegation because, okay, David Moyes did really well at West Ham, but let's not forget, West Ham got rid of him for a playing style. Yeah. But then they always say never go back, don't they? So Everton tried to progress from David Moyes, who in recent years was their most successful manager, and now they've gone backwards to him. Madness. And like I say, you wanted somebody to keep you in the league. Well, that's what Sean Dyche does. That's what he did last year, and he had an amazing season for you, really, in the end. I just thought it showed an awful lot of class, and especially to sack Dyche on the day of the game. That's madness. That's madness. Now, look, I'm not a professional footballer, not even close, but I've played football to the highest level that I could, okay? And, you know, I've even coached sides. And the whole week, you are thinking about the game, you are planning your tactics, you are planning everything meticulously. And the day of the game. Now, okay, Everton beat Peterborough, but you'd expect Everton to beat Peterborough. Do we really think that victory came because Sean Dyche was gone? No, of course not. Let the man play the game at least, because actually, people talking about the Man United result and they're saying, oh, this could be a turning point. Well, who's to say that Everton don't go and beat Peterborough as they've done, and then that becomes a turning point for Dyche? Again, Everton, absolute lack of class. Okay, and to be honest, West Ham and Everton, the way that you've gone about your business is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And I know it's harsh words, but I'd be really keen to hear the comments from Everton and West Ham fans, because I was sat there just cringing. And I've got no affiliation to either of your clubs. But I'm sat there thinking, come on, these are human beings. And people talk about the payouts, but still, it's the manner that these things happen. The day before a game, or the day of a game, to not even see the game through, and then make him take training before then sacking him. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, I think Graham Potter is a good appointment for West Ham. I think he'll do well. You know, we could already see maybe some things that he'd worked on a little bit in the training pitch with them. But I also want to bring that question up that I said. A lot of what West Ham have struggled with this year is because of appointments. First of all, Lopetegui was never the right man. Fulkrug, never the right striker. Some of the players they've brought in haven't been right. So why should the manager go? Should that not be the sporting director? Should he not go? And I think actually maybe, and I'm going to pose this to you guys, see what you think. Again, let me know in the comments. We have a transfer window for players. Why not have a transfer window for managers? And why not have one transfer window for managers? Only in the summer. Because actually, Who's to say that Lopetegui and Sean Dyche didn't have a list of players that they wanted, that they thought would help, they knew what they needed, and actually a little bit of investment in January might have helped improve them. So I think it places more emphasis on the sporting director. And actually, if you've got a manager transfer window, and let's just say that Man United have the decision to keep Ten Hag, West Ham bring in Lopetegui, who we all thought was a crazy decision. The sporting director is then put under pressure because you've got them for the year. So the players can't down tools and the players can't give up. And it's the sporting director who actually has to answer some questions. But anyway, that's me asking a question. What do you guys think? As per usual, like, subscribe and comment. Please do hit that subscribe and like button because it really does help the channel. And as I always say, if there's any food that you want me to review, please do let us know and we'll do that for you. Right, have a nice evening. Take care.